got all the makings of the classic English comedy, but with a very gruesome twist.
Yes, it's a pretty dark comedy, as comedies go these days. I mean, a dark and sort of what these used to be called black comedies really were more common, I think, in the 1950s, sort of Ealing comedies of that era and of the early 60s, when it was quite common, you know, to have a plan, you know, to bump off the old lady who lived in the same house as you, and yet it was a comedy, you know, which you were trying to make. But that kind of film has dipped out of fashion a bit, and Keeping Mum is undoubtedly, well, not an attempt to bring that sort of thing back, but it is that kind of thing, and it works very well.
It's pretty revolutionary to allow an American interloper, though.
Yes, there is an American interloper in the shape of Patrick Swayze, who plays a really quite disturbingly horrible character, I think. He's a real...
This is typecasting. Yeah?
He's a real creep. He really is, but splendidly so. He does it brilliantly, really sort of turning, you know, his image on its head. He really is very, very good indeed.
It's interesting casting. I mean, for you, this character gives you such a great chance to play with the physical comedy thing that you do, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean, not as much as I normally do. I mean, I always find that, yes, with the Mr. Bean movie and with the Johnny English movie, that even though, you know, for example, Johnny English as a character is actually quite a verbal character, he talks quite a lot, and yet even in that film, that I quite liked introducing a lot of very visual, you know, slapsticky sort of comedy into it, which is where, you know, what I seem to do quite well. There's a bit in Keeping Mum, but it's mainly just sort of dragging you into this very genteel world that is not what it seems.
Can I drag you to one other world, finally?
Yes.
I'm a self-confessed addict to the Blackadder series.
Oh, good.
1, 2, 3, 4, all on video and home. Thank you very much indeed, and I'm most grateful.
Good.
I have a proposal. Take Johnny English and meld him into Blackadder, Lord or Captain, and do a 60s series that would just be simply so much better than Austin Powers. Can I commission that?
So much better than Austin Powers. Yes, you're very welcome to,
to
come up with the money for it. I mean, it is tricky.
I think that's what Alistair's offering, right?
Yeah, well, that's clearly what he's implying. So I feel as though I should take up his offer here and now.
But I can borrow the money from Stephen Fry, and I could commission you to do it.
Okay,
can we please have some more Blackadder?
Well, it's very, very difficult. The Blackadder, you know, represented a very happy sort of comic consensus that existed between half a dozen creative people at a certain time in their lives, and now that we've all moved on and now have different ambitions and different
you all hate each other now?
We do not. No, we see each other a lot, but we've all just got a different set of creative priorities, so it's very, very difficult to replicate. I always felt if we ever did a 5th series, I would love to have done a prisoner of war camp one in the Second World War, a sort of Colditz escapee sort of one.
I would be prepared to fund that as well.
Because I think, because I think a prisoner of war camp has got that sort of claustrophobia and the sense of hierarchy, which I think is what the Blackadder is all about.
Right, and before Alistair promises you all his money, thank you very much.
My pleasure.